All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to an episode of Mystery Truth. I'm your only host on the show, and we're going to take a visit to North Carolina, more specifically Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, and we're going to listen to a interaction between their sheriff and one of the lawmakers from North Carolina. And maybe this guy was a DEI hire, maybe not. Maybe he needs to go back to school and learn about government. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get into this video and let's have a good conversation with myself.
And I understand that you are under investigation, part of litigation, what have you. I'm going to try to stay as far away from those issues as I can. But I will very plainly ask you to answer my questions quickly, concisely, and not go on a long tirade, because I'm going to do my best not to be disrespectful. I don't want my time wasted either. So first, if I were to classify your position as the highest law enforcement officer in the county, would that be a fair description?
Yes.
That's correct. Okay. And as such, you made reference earlier that you're a constitutional office. My colleague made reference that there are constitutional divisions amongst responsibilities between us and you. What branch of government do you operate under?
Mecklenburg County.
Mecklenburg County. That's a new branch of the government. Let's see where this goes.
What branch of government do you operate under, Sheriff?
Hello?
Constitution of the United States.
Cute. Cute. Did you know the Constitution is not a branch of government? I mean, I checked. It is not a branch of government. In fact, it's not even close to the branch of government. It's what establishes the government. Maybe that's what he meant. Let's hope that's what he meant.
Correct. That is what establishes the branches of government. I'm asking which branch you fall under.
Mecklenburg County. I'm a duly sworn Mecklenburg County Sheriff. We answer to the people of Mecklenburg County.
This was not where I was anticipating getting stuck. Are you aware of how many branches of government there are?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
For the sake of debate, I will move on and say there are 3 branches of government.
Well, look at this guy's face, right? What the hell? Oh.
For the sake of debate,
Look at him. He's like, this. Y'all can't be serious. You're trolling me, right? There's no way this guy's that fucking dumb. Or, right? Come on, tell me I'm wrong.
Move on and say there are 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, judicial. Of those 3, which do you believe you fall under?
I believe I fall under the last one.
What's that?
Would you say it to me?
Judicial.
I bet you he's a free.
You are incorrect, sir.
The Mason.
You fall under the executive. And as a member of the executive, what do you believe your primary function is?
Care and custody of those in my custody at the Mecklenburg County Detention Center.
So what you're saying is, Sheriff, is your only responsibility to the county of Mecklenburg is to the care of the inmates in your jail? You know you're elected, right? You're to serve the people, protect and serve. They don't do that anymore because, it's racist.
That is part of what your responsibilities as sheriff are, sure. But as a member of the executive, your primary function is to execute upon the law, to enforce the law. Okay? And again, I'm not trying to be rude, not trying to be combative, just walking you through the paces. I used to wear a badge as well. Okay?
And you're an infantryman.
As the sheriff, do you take an oath of office?
I do.
All right, cool.
And in that oath, I'm going to read it right off the screen, and I'm going to ask you if you agree with it. Okay? So there's a portion that says you will execute the office of the sheriff, the county of Mecklenburg, for you, sir, to the best of your knowledge and ability, agreeable to law. Is that a fair representation of the oath you swore to?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. And the agreeable to law, what do you think that means?
Following the law.
Following the law.
Following the law. Not
Which law?
opinions. Following the law.
Black's Law?
Agree. Thank you. With
It's an
that,
actual law book.
do you think your personal opinions have any authority to override statute? Or
No.
do you believe your office holds any authority to nullify law?
No.
All right, you enforce
So
laws.
how do you reconcile that with the public statements that you've made about not enforcing the law?
I've never said I'm not enforcing the law.
With respect, I'm going to read a direct quote from you, sir. It says, quote, "We do not have a role in enforcement whatsoever. We do not have to follow the rules and the laws that are governed by our lawmakers in Raleigh," end quote.
We were talking about, again, you're taking the content of what I said when we are talking about immigration.
So you're talking about existing law and how you don't have to follow it.
Yes.
I'll allow you to expand on context if you like.
Do
No,
it.
I don't need to expand.
You
I'm saying
probably
that
should.
we follow the law. Again, you are taking something out of context to make a point.
Okay, so if the law says you must comply with detainers, and you're saying earlier in your testimony, you said that in your opinion, because of who they are or aren't signed by, you view that
You're not
as
following the law.
not binding. What ruling, because the law is very clear, so are you hedging that belief on?
I don't think that a detainer is state law.
But it is.
Now,
The compliance
no.
of a ICE detainer is settled state law.
as of
What ruling are you hanging that on?
I like how he keeps trying to say, now it is. It was always the law. Why would you let criminals go under an ICE detainer? Are you fucking retarded?
if you let me answer, now it is state law. House Bill 318 now is state law,
Pretty
and
sure
we
it's part of
are
that.
complying with that law. Now,
Previously, it was state law.
in House Bill 10, we're referring to North Carolina General Statute, if you're familiar
is
with
law?
that.
Yeah,
A,
we
B,
play
and
with
C.
those every day here, sir.
Right. So we follow the law. We follow the law.
So how do you reconcile that with the statement that I just read that was a direct quote from you?
It was,
That you don't have to follow
That
the
was
law.
AI.
And you've already said that you don't believe that you have the authority of nullification.
again, you're taking it out of a context of an immigration law.
I will allow you as much leeway as you need to explain the context.
That's all I'm going to explain. You're talking about immigration law.
This dude in the beard in the background's
A
having a
detainer
good old
is
time.
not,
I am not. I think you were talking about immigration law when you made this statement. I am simply talking about broad spectrum application of the law and your job to enforce it, sir.
that is where you're taking it out of context.
I've offered you the opportunity to place it in context. I am not trying to lead you astray. I'm giving you the opportunity to make clear your statement, sir.
Thank you so much. Simply, we follow the law.
Yo,
When the law is,
look at the DA next to him. Look at his fucking face. He's like, dude, just
Sir.
thank
You're
you
an
so
idiot.
much.
Even he's got this look. Are you fucking serious, bro? This guy can't be that stupid. There's no way that dude's that stupid.
Simply, we follow the law. When the law is produced, we follow the law.
One closing statement, Mr. Chair. You're recognized. Thank you. Again, I have no intentions as someone who wore the badge to disparage the badge or the man wearing it or the office of which you hold. I promise you that. As a military veteran, as a former law enforcement officer, as someone who's fallen under a chain of command and been a participant in a chain of command, I have
Yup.
serious concerns with your testimony you provided today and the statements that I've seen you make in the past, where it seems like we often get to see real leaders step up and say, the buck stops here. I've never heard anyone with the rank that is on your shoulders, sir, say that nothing is their fault, that no blame belongs on them. I've heard you blame staff. I've heard you blame lobbyists. I've heard you blame the legislature. I have not heard you take responsibility for a single question that we have asked you today.
Wait, he doesn't want to take responsibility. He wants to always blame somebody else. He's a good politician. He's already primed to be a politician. Well, obviously, he had to be if he got elected as sheriff of Mecklenburg County, North Carolina.
And that, sir, is disheartening to me. And I don't think it is going to be conducive to us building a relationship where we can work together in the future. You have accused us of being combative. I have not tried to be combative with you today, and you
He
are still
hasn't.
refusing to answer questions, very simple, basic questions. And so with that, Mr. Chair, I yield my time.
Oops. So, funny story. That same guy, he went on TV, or not TV, I guess in an interview, but he was voice on TV, and he said that it was a lynching of a black sheriff, what they did to him there. It was a whole hour-long thing. I just like that one because he's fucking stupid. How are you a constitutional, what did they say, police organization? And he doesn't know anything about the Constitution of the United States of America against all. Wait, wrong part. So, yeah, I'm so glad that he's not my sheriff. Of course, my sheriff alone is just a piece of shit whose daughter got in trouble, arrested, and charged and convicted of child abuse when she was working at a daycare. And sheriff's brother was caught in Rotary Park in his car rubbing one out in the middle of the day. So, yeah, sheriffs are corrupt. People are corrupt. Politicians are corrupt. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever will. With that being said, I'm not telling you how to think. I'm just telling you to think. And what do you think?